Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. I spoke in the Westminster Hall debate back on the 5th of March, and I said in that debate that I had a declaration of interest. Now, may I declare that I was once a postmaster, and in 2015 was somewhat of a pin-up for the post office when I won the Retail Oscars Postmaster of the Year. It was really, I should say, I couldn't sell a stamp, but the team that drove that were the ones that should take all of that honour. But anyway, I resigned as a director from the company that ran those post offices, and I have no interests, and none of my post office or staff were affected by this scandal. I just want to make that clear. However, it is a valid point. And I wonder if anyone else in this room can claim to have been a postmaster at any point in their career. And I think it gives me a unique insight into the ability to comment on this scandal that has gone on. And as I spoke at the Westminster Hall debate, which was brought forward by our brilliant Honourable Member for Telford, I'm going to concentrate more on the governance issues, if I may. And I will make 3 points in a moment. But not only have I used the Horizon system and can speak with first hand about making up the losses, which is always a worrying moment when that comes, I can also empathise utterly with the awful situation that has occurred for hundreds of innocent victims. We've heard it before, and we'll hear it time and time this afternoon, that innocent people have lost their life savings, and that young people, men and women, have been jailed and have struggled to rebuild their lives because of a criminal record. I have constituents of my own in North Norfolk who have gone through such a trauma, and their story will be every bit as dreadful as the other cases that we will hear. I very much question the point that's been made that the £58 million that's been set aside to recompense these victims, will it be enough? And I think we probably all agree that it won't after the lawyers take up a large proportion of that fund. What will be left? That is not right. The government must intervene here and make sure that, as the main shareholder, that they ensure those people are recompensed properly. The board of the Post Office Limited are unquestionably accountable for this fiasco, and action must be taken so they are properly dealt with this injustice. Straight away, what kind of corporate governance structures failed to allow this to happen? Those jailed with criminal records must have them overturned. And now I just want to turn to offer 3 governance issues that need to be put right, because these issues actually all come together and show off the failings that are going on in this organisation. Firstly, the total withdrawal of the Crown network. I think it's an absolute necessity that we still have a backbone of Crown post offices in this country. We've had 600 from a few years ago, down to now just 100. And why is that relevant? Well, because systems like Horizon that went wrong, if you had a backbone of Crown post offices working effectively, they are often a testbed for new products and systems. They provide continuity in the network when so many of the franchised operations may come and go dependent on the operator's success. And the staff, remember, an organisation is only as good as the people that work in it. It's the staff that are the real holders of long-standing deep knowledge, and they should act as the wider custodians of the network. And if the Post Office had listened to its staff in the first place when they raised the flag, this perhaps wouldn't have happened. There should be an immediate moratorium on the programme of Crown disposals to ensure that the Post Office's backbone is reserved. Secondly, there is a total decimation of the wider branch network that is going on at the moment. And it remains a concern to many people, not just people that work in the post office, but to many communities that use the post office, that they are losing and that communities are losing their branches. It is not anecdotal to suggest that the number of permanent sites falls year after year. And all of the longer-term projections will see them continue to go. And that is despite the government enforcing the post office to not shut its branches. I just come back to my honourable friend, the member for Broadland, the eminent barrister that he is, who just spoke. And, of course, his Fakenham branch closed just around Christmas time. Now, a physical branch being lost, which has a mobile replacement, is not adequate for that community. So I really call on the Minister to make sure we get some governance in place to make sure these branches are not being lost. Please step in and try and stop these closures. These post offices are so vital in our communities. And lastly, the point I want to make goes back to remuneration of our sub-postmasters. It is really quite clear that the commissions that you earn from running a post office are so low that so many of the franchised operations now have to have a retail offering to support them. And in many rural areas where footfall is lower, and it is getting lower all the time, we need to make sure we preserve those. You're going to stop me. We want to have a vibrant network, so please look into that.